got the bloodlust.
Me too.
I want to kill. Let's kill.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Bloodlust. This is your go-to podcast for classy broads talking horror podcast movies
Since
2014. This is showing you how much I pay attention when the intro starts. I am your host for today because I'm taking over for Scream 7. For Scream 7. Joined, as always, by my lovely and talented co-host.
You gonna say my name?
Oh, Amy. Who are you?
Hi.
Hi.
Great intro, babe.
I tried.
You did great.
Yeah.
This is episode 297. We didn't tell them that.
297.
Closing in on 300.
Coming up on the 300.
And we are discussing Scream 7.
Yeah, we are.
Baby's favorite horror franchise.
That's right.
So that's why they're hosting today.
Yeah.
Right, so you took over, and I'm going to tell them about the horror homework.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell them about Scream 7.
That's
and
right.
Steer the convo.
Yeah, it'll be me. Also, was it because I didn't understand what happened in one of the French movies? Maybe. Or maybe it was just a happy coincidence.
Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe it just worked out that way, and that's nice for you.
That's right.
Right.
And so for horror homework, am I doing this part too?
No, I just said I'm doing it.
No, I know, but you usually do like the stats and the names and the run times and where you find them. And
Go ahead.
no, I don't want to.
Go ahead.
Changed my
No,
mind.
pronounce those French names.
I don't
want to
want
hear
it.
you do it. Tell them about our first one that we did for this episode.
This is where I leave the podcast.
No! All right, fine, I'll do it.
Blackmail.
So, listeners, you may recall that we went to France for this episode, to talk about some classic French horror. We watched two movies, one I have seen and own, and one was new to me. And unfortunately, the one that I own is the one that Kay did not care for.
That's right.
The first one we're going to talk about is Man Bites Dog. The French literal translation is something like, it happened close to where you live.
How'd dog get in there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. So this came out in 1992. It is a faux documentary, or a mockumentary, you might say. It was directed by Rémi Belvaux, André Bonzel, and Benoit Poulvord. They are also the stars of the movie.
Just imagining myself saying those names.
I was imagining it too. If you want to watch this and haven't yet, it is on the Criterion Channel. It is also on HBO. I have the Criterion DVD. It's the only Criterion DVD that I own because they did not release a Blu-ray version of this. Hey, Barb. We got a couple...
And twin.
We got some kitties in here. So, this movie is about a group of young documentary filmmakers who are following a serial killer. This guy, Ben, or Benoit, one of the filmmakers, is kind of an asshole.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, he's a giant asshole in that he murders people, but he's also just a douche. He's narcissistic. He thinks he knows everything. He talks incessantly. Then also murders generally weak people and old people. And robs them.
And some children, because he knows about the bone density that you need to keep them under the water.
Right.
So
this is kind of a dark comedy. I don't know if other people would.
I was in stitches.
I find this movie very funny. I think that this is a true black comedy. I think that this is probably the darkest black comedy I can think of. Maybe this and The Coffee Table, but there's a certain amount of sadness and anxiety in The Coffee Table, and this, it's just you watching this guy do this stuff. And not only does the documentary crew watch, but they also participate and become more and more involved as the shoot goes on. In that Ben is financing it with the money that he steals from the people that he kills. And they're also physically helping him toss bodies. They're participating in rape. They're doing all kinds of stuff that makes them involved and culpable for this.
Yeah, the rape scene was bad.
The rape scene was really bad. Yes, it was. So it's crazy to me that this movie, to me, successfully balances horrific stuff with satire and dark comedy. I really think that this movie was ahead of its time in terms of fake documentaries. And I think there's a lot of moments in this that are really inspired. Like the part where they're going through that house or that warehouse and they run into another documentary crew filming another killer. I wonder if Edgar Wright might have gotten a little bit of that moment from the idea for that moment from Shaun of the Dead when they run into their counterparts from this. What did you think about this movie, babe? Tell me your thoughts.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I wasn't mad that I watched it. I just didn't really... There was no plot or arc. It was just a day in the life of this murdering man.
Yes.
And I hated him. I sure did hate him.
Oh yeah, they make him very hateable. And the butt of jokes too. I mean, I like that he brags himself up all the time, and then they show him being interested in boxing and stuff, and he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah.
So bad that he's in the hospital.
He's talking about all this wine knowledge that he has, and then the server at the table is like, I don't recommend that wine with what you're eating. And he's like, I will have the wine that I want. At every like point, they have someone contradicting him. And I liked him getting his comeuppance, but also it just like... You think there's going to be drama when he throws a body over and you see all of those bodies uncovered down there. And I was like, here we go. Now he's going to get caught. There's going to be some sort of like drama with this. No, we're just going to go down and rebury them.
I guess the drama came from the other killer wanting to get back at him, who ultimately at the end does.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is more of like a slice of life documentary that they were trying to do.
Sure.
I really like this movie.
I didn't want to know about that life. I didn't want it.
I think it's interesting the way that they did this, in that the crew in the movie, they're the filmmakers, and Ben is also one of the filmmakers. And Ben's family in this was played by his actual family. And they had no idea what the movie was going to be about.
Oh, thank God.
So imagine their surprise when they watched it.
I'm going to be a star.
Yeah.
Please don't see that. Don't see no.
I just really like the way that this kind of dances on the line of, is this real, is this not? Like I said in the last episode, when I first watched this and tried to look stuff up about it, it was the very early days of the internet and not much was available, and I saw that the crew and the cast were the same names as the people who made it, or who were in it, and I did wonder if this was real. Yeah, I was a lot younger. Give me a break.
Okay. It was the 90s.
I really like this movie. I'm sorry that you didn't.
That's okay. They can't all be bangers.
Probably like a 4.5.
I'll rate this probably like a 2.
Okay. So that's Man Bites Dog. I would say if you want to do a good double feature of this with 2 movies with a lot of satire and commentary on, documentary, the media, true crime, stuff like that, I would say watch this and watch Series 7, The Contenders. That's another ultra low budget movie that is a fake reality show, game show, and it's really good.
I don't know if I trust you anymore.
I think you might like that one, but we'll see. One day I'll make you watch it. So the next movie we watched is a French production, but it was pretty much all in English.
There wasn't a lot of talking in it at all.
Right, that's true. So the next movie we watched was the one I had not seen before. It's relatively recent. It's called The Night Eats the World. Again, like I said, we have covered a lot of French movies on this show, and I've already made Kay watch a lot of the great, to me, great French horror movies. So we went for some that are a little bit less known. And so we did The Night Eats the World, which came out in 2018. It was directed by Dominique Roche. You can see it on Tubi or Hoopla. If you don't have those, it's only a 99-cent rental. This movie is a zombie post-apocalyptic movie. It mostly only has one main character. He goes to a friend or an ex's apartment where she's having a party and decides this is a good time to get some of his belongings back from her.
And he decides he'll just wait.
And he'll just wait there until she gets
hours.
around. Yeah, so he falls asleep in her room while there's like super loud music playing and a party happening. And then when he wakes up, he also sleeps through an entire zombie apocalypse, because when he wakes up, there's a lot of dead people and some zombies, and everyone else is gone. Eventually, his power goes out. Eventually, his water runs out. But he makes the best of it. It seems like this guy was probably kind of a introvert anyway. So in the same way that I kind of thrived when COVID was happening and had my little routines and really liked them, this guy thrives. But he's lonely. He makes friends with one of the zombies, which is the star of the movie Beau Travail, which I was really excited to see, because I don't think I've seen that guy in any other movies.
What was his name? Alfred?
Alfred. Yeah. Alfred's the zombie that's stuck in the cage of the elevator that he goes and talks to and stuff. I really liked a lot of stuff about this movie. I liked the character. I liked his little routines. I really liked the percussion stuff that he did.
Yeah.
You know, he was an interesting character and well-rounded, and his personality was not revolving around the fact that he was alone.
Right.
He had his own personality. It was like, let's put this realized character into this situation.
Yeah, and I felt like it didn't need like a lot of monologue dumps or anything.
Not at all.
You were just following him, and this is how he collected his rainwater so that he could have water, so that he could wash his hair. He didn't just fall apart because the world was ending. I liked it a lot.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I really liked this too. I think that there was a good chunk of time, probably about 10 years ago, where everybody was really sick of zombies. Zombie movies. The Walking Dead had been on for several years, blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of in that camp too. I was like, I don't want to see another zombie movie. Right. What else can you do with them?
Right.
But then stuff like this comes out, and it shows that you can always kind of put a new spin on things. And I like that. I really like post-apocalyptic movies, especially when they're like this.
If only he had made that kitty friend.
Yeah, this guy, if this dude had any knowledge of how to trap cats, he would have been much happier. Because there's a sequence where he sees a cat, and the cat's out there like rubbing against the legs of the zombies, which was very funny to me. And he tries to get it, but he doesn't know how at all. You can't just run after a cat.
No.
It's going to run away from you,
They
dumbass.
don't like that.
Then he gets mad and shoots at it.
Yeah. Well.
But you can
anger.
I don't think you could shoot a cat with a shotgun. The only thing I didn't like about this...
It would have 8 more lives. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Only thing I didn't like about this was kind of the extended fake-out scene in the third act.
I didn't mind it.
You didn't mind it?
No,
I think it went on too long for me.
I was happy to, see him have any sort of community, even if it was just in his brain.
It's a hopeful movie at the end.
Yeah.
I think. And, like I said, I don't know that I think this is a super great example of a French movie, but it does take place in Paris, and you can definitely see Paris in the movie. But yeah, I thought this was really cool. I recommend this. I think it was neat. It's not, it's a small scale movie, it's just a little cute movie that I liked.
Yeah, for sure.
And I would like to see more from this director. I know that he hasn't made any other movies since this, but he did a TV series called, I think it was called like The Cable or something. And it was about people who find a hole with a rope going down, and it seems like it goes down to forever. Sounds cool, like a neat sci-fi kind of story. So I might be interested in trying to watch that. But those were our horror homework movies from France for this episode. What would you rate The Night Eats the World, babe?
Is that the second one?
Yeah.
4.5. I loved it.
Yeah, me too. I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend them both. But
I recommend one.
Yeah. So I think for our next episode, we are going to go to Mexico.
Ooh, fun.
We're going to start with a movie by Guillermo del Toro, who you, of course, know.
Of course.
And you listeners know, but this was his first movie called Kronos from 1992. It is currently on the Criterion Channel and HBO. And then we're going to go forward in time a little bit and do another one that I haven't seen. This movie was remade like 3 years later in the US, and I saw that one, but I wanted to see the original, which I've been told was better. It's called We Are What We Are. It's from 2010. It was directed by Jorge Michel Grau, and you can rent it for $2.99, or it's on Canopy if you have Canopy.
Is Kronos a proper name, or is that a vocab word that I don't know?
Kronos is not someone's name. In the movie, and I think the root of it's like a Latin for time.
Okay.
Like chronology.
Ah, sure.
And it's about a contraption that allows you to be immortal.
I know someone has been taking Spanish for the last, 530 days or something like that.
576 days.
Sorry, it was a few days off.
And then I'm hoping that I can pick up a lot of Spanish in these movies also.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make you watch them without subtitles and try and tell you what's going on. Like that one movie we watched. Oops. So those are going to be our next ones. Why don't you guys give them a watch if you haven't seen them, or refresh your memory if you have, and then we'll talk about them in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
And send us suggestions for other countries we should go to, other classic horror films that we ought to watch, stuff we haven't ever reviewed on the show that you would like us to cover. We can hit all that stuff with the homework if we want to.
Yeah, hit it.
Hit it!
Hit it.
Okay, that has been our horror homework. Over to you, Kay, for the feature presentation.
All right. So before I get into the stats and everything for Scream 7, I thought that I would just give a brief tasting of who the Ghostface were and what their motivations were in the other 6 movies.
I would love to hear that.
Mostly because I hated the motivation for 7, but we will get there.
What motivation?
Yeah, right.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
All right. So Scream number 1. Ghostface was Billy and Stu Macher.
Yes. And why'd they do it?
Motivation. Billy raped and murdered Maureen, Sid's mother, because she was sleeping with Billy's father and broke up his family. So, on the 1-year anniversary, Billy and his best friend Stu take on the mask. Sid and Gail kill them by gunshot and by TV shot to the TV to the head, respectively.
So the guy that was, whose mom was it?
Sidney's.
Sidney's mom was killed?
Sidney's mom's name is Maureen, and she was raped and murdered. And that's why she won't have sex with Billy in the first one, because she's just, traumatized by her mom's death.
I didn't remember that. But there was some other guy that got convicted for it.
Yeah, that's Cotton.
And he comes back in the second movie.
That's correct.
I'm sorry, go on.
All right.
I forgot all about that.
That's why I'm doing a little review.
So it was because Billy killed Stu's mom? No, Billy killed Sidney's mom.
Because Sidney's mom was sleeping with Billy's dad. And that was tearing up the family.
Okay.
And then he got his best friend involved 1 year later, and they were both
He just
Ghostface.
wanted to do it for fun.
Stu did? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was just insane. You know that actor.
Sure.
He's just insane.
Yeah.
All right, Scream 2. Scream goes to college. Ghostface is Mickey and Nancy. Motivation.
Who's Mickey and Nancy?
That's what I'm doing
Oh,
right now.
sorry. I'll stop. You're driving.
Okay, so Mickey is in it for the fame, and he's fine with getting caught. He plans on using violence in movies as his defense, and he's just looking forward to notoriety. He's like a cinema head. Like he just wants the fame and notoriety.
And he was one of their classmates.
Yes.
Okay.
And Nancy is Nancy Loomis, who is Billy Loomis's mother. She
Also Roseanne's sister on Roseanne.
certainly.
Sorry, go on.
She's looking for revenge, even though it was her leaving that led to Billy's murder spree in the first movie. But whatever. Her son's dead. She wants revenge. She's got to kill Sidney.
Sounds like misplaced blame to me.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that probably they could have talked about their family dynamics in a more appropriate way, and maybe not just turned into
Definitely.
another Ghostface.
Yeah. And how did she hook up with the college kid?
She just needed someone to help her.
So she found a random kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone close enough to Sidney because she was in classes with him.
Okay.
All right, Scream 3. Scream heads to Hollywood.
Is this when they start making the movies? Or did they already have a movie? Oh, yeah, they did, because they were going to see
Right.
Stab in the second
Stab
one in the
one.
beginning.
Right. So the first one, Sidney's mad at Gail because she wrote a book about
Right,
her
about her
mother's
mom.
rape and murder. The
Yeah.
second one, Gail wrote a book about the murders that happened in the first movie
And they
that
made
got
a
turned
movie.
into a movie
Okay.
for the second movie. Now, Scream 3. Ghostface is Roman. Roman is Sidney's half-brother. He was conceived of a rape whilst Maureen was an actress back in the day. He finally found Maureen, and she rejected him, so he became the director of Stab 3 to lure Sidney to frame her for his murders and kill her. He's stabbed by Sidney and shot by Dewey.
Okay. Half-brother.
Half-brother.
What a family.
Yes. Oh, well, just you wait till Scream 4. Scream 4. Scream goes on a book tour. The Ghostface is Charlie and Jill. Motivation, Jill is Sidney's cousin.
Right,
Seeing
right.
all the fame and notoriety that Sidney gets from surviving all of the attacks, she wants a piece of that action. She stabs her accomplice, Charlie, to look like that she's the sole survivor.
Right.
And is killed with a defibrillator, electrocution, and shot in the heart.
Also by Gail and Sydney, right?
Yeah. Okay. Scream 5. Scream gets new heroes.
Right. This is when the radio silence guy stepped in.
Ghostface.
Scream 4 was the last one Wes Craven directed.
Yes. Ghostface is Richie and Amber.
Right.
Richie and Amber are fans of the Stab movies. They meet, are disappointed with the trajectory of the franchise. They meet on an online forum and plan to set up a killing spree and blame it all on Sam, who is Billy Loomis's original Ghostface
Illegitimate
bio daughter.
daughter.
Gail shoots Amber and she falls onto a lit stove and burns up. Sam stabs Richie and slits his throat and shoots him. Bernie Amber comes back and then Tara shoots her.
Which one was Tara? The younger sister.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Scream 6. Scream goes to New York City. Ghostface is Wayne, Quinn, and Ethan. Motivation, revenge on Sam for killing Richie, Wayne's firstborn son, and Quinn and Ethan's brother. They're also responsible for Sam's online smear campaign.
Right.
Tara stabs Ethan in the mouth. Sam shoots Quinn in the head. Sam stabs Wayne to death in Daddy Billy's costume. And Ethan rises and gets the old TV to the head, just like Stu did in the first movie.
Oh, nice. You know what the third movie of Radio Silence's trilogy of Screams, this 7, was supposed to be Sam embracing her murderous lineage and fully becoming the killer.
Yeah, and we, listening back to our episode 6 that we did 2 years ago.
What, did we predict that?
Yeah, we were like, Sam's definitely going to be the next Ghostface.
Right.
And I think it probably would have been a way better movie because this one was terrible.
Yeah.
You want to say why they weren't involved in it?
Why don't we give the stats first and then we'll talk about that.
You're right.
So here's the stats for 7.
All right. So, Scream 7. This movie is rated R with a runtime of 1 hour and 54 minutes. It is directed by Kevin Williamson. It is written by Kevin Williamson, Guy Busick, and James Vanderbilt. It stars, I already forgot. Neve Campbell, Courteney Cox, and Isabel May. It was released in U.S. theaters February 27th, 2026.
Does that feel
What
weird?
year is this? What year is this? Rotten Tomatoes, it is 34% fresh with critics and 78% fresh with audience.
That's the biggest discrepancy I think I've seen since we started doing this.
Really don't know what the audiences were thinking.
The audiences just wanted...
I mean, there were 2 really good kill shots, which I'm sure that we will talk about.
Yes.
But other than that, fuck this.
The audience was just excited to see the characters that they liked.
But it wasn't even all the characters that we liked.
I know.
I'm happy that the twins were back.
For, like, a tiny role.
Yeah.
All right, give them the synopsis, and then we'll start talking more about this.
All right. Synopsis. Ghostface comes to Sidney Prescott's small town of Pine Groves, Indiana, to target her once again. This time, it appears that the vanquished killer from the first film, Stu Macher, is somehow back to seek revenge. He is targeting not only Sidney, but her daughter, Tatum.
Right. Okay, so what happened? Radio Silence decided... Actually, what happened first was Melissa Barrera, who starred as Sam in the last 2 movies, expressed her support on social media for Palestine and against the bombings and the starvation in Gaza. And I think, what is it, Warner Brothers who owns this?
No.
She got fired immediately for that. They said, we take a unilateral stance against anti-Semitism, you're fired. Then Jenna Ortega, who played her sister, also dropped out in solidarity or because of scheduling differences, whichever one you want to believe.
I believe solidarity.
And then right about at the same time, Radio Silence, who directed the last 2, also dropped out.
Yeah.
Then Kevin Williamson was called back in. He suggested Christopher Landon, who made the Happy Death Day movies, to direct, which I think would have also been a decent choice. He got death threats for signing on after Melissa Barrera was fired for her views on Palestine, so he also pulled out. And then Kevin Williamson, who wrote 1, 2, 4, and this one, was tapped to direct. He only has directed one other movie in the past, and that was Teaching Mrs. Tingle, which is another 90s kind of light horror teen movie.
So recently.
No. No, but he did write most of these.
Yeah.
So they, in the movie, do not mention Sam and Tara at all.
At all.
It's
yeah,
like they did
even,
not exist.
They didn't even pull it, like, on the... Excuse me. Like in Scream 6, when Sidney wasn't in it because they weren't going to pay her enough. At least in that movie, they were just like, oh, you know, she's taking it easy. She's trying to stay out of the public eye. She's really just trying to protect her new husband and the children. So that's why she's not a part of this movie. This time, didn't even bring it up.
No, they do bring up a couple of times, like, her saying she was sorry she didn't come to New York. Or Gail saying, you know, I'm glad you weren't there, or things like that. But that's the only way they touched on it.
Right.
That was it. Guy Busick wrote the last 2. So this was made, mostly written by Kevin Williamson, but with story help from Guy Busick and the other guy, Vanderbilt. And Guy Busick wrote the last 2 Screams. He also wrote The Last Final Destination, which we loved. And he also wrote Ready or Not, which is another movie I like a lot. So with the guy that originated this story, and one of the writers who kind of revitalized it and wrote 2 recent really good horror comedies, you would think that this would have like the same feel.
Yeah, I love a lot of the dialogue in the last 2 movies.
Yeah.
This one was a snooze fest. It wasn't funny. It wasn't anything.
Yeah, I thought the opening was pretty good.
Yeah.
It being at Stu's house, and like it touches on that like trauma tourism of people like into true crime going to like different places.
They made it into for the audience who didn't see the movie, they made Stu Macher's house into like this Airbnb situation that you could rent out for the weekend, and it has like all of the kills from the previous movies like taped off, and like little fake blood and little plackets next to where all of the deaths are, next to the TV, next to the stove where Amber got her face burned off and everything.
Yeah, that was cool, I thought. And I liked the bit with the animatronic Ghostface, too. That was neat. And it was kind of reminiscent of Hell House LLC with the clown standees. And I thought that it was kind of smart for them to borrow from something newer, you know? And I thought that was fun because the excitement wasn't in them pulling a switcheroo on you. It was knowing that eventually there was going to be somebody there in place of that statue or that animatronic. And the excitement is in knowing that that's going to happen and waiting for it to happen. And I liked that. That was good.
Right.
But yeah, the cast was pretty forgettable. The extra people in this one, they didn't give them any personalities to speak of. Even the people that we have come to like and root for in this weren't really given a lot. Courteney Cox, they gave her nothing to do.
Right.
She had a great entrance, and the theater applauded, and I liked that.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun to see her enter in that way. But after she appeared, she did shit. She did nothing. The only funny parts were maybe a couple of things with the twins.
Right.
But the twins were wasted in this. And if they hadn't been here, there would have been no levity at all in the movie. And that's what these movies are about.
Right. I don't think that... What I'm wondering is, with all of that drama that happened with the actors and the directors and stuff, how long did that take? Did it cut into, like, writing time, into production time? Is that why we got, like, a lower grade?
Was that the Radio Silence guys probably had some kind of script, and it was just scrapped completely because the star left, or the star was canned. So they had to totally change it. How many years? When 2. It's only been 2 years.
Yeah.
I feel like, this was rushed out because of money.
Yeah.
Which is a real shame. And especially because, you know, there was some stuff here that you could have had that Scream kind of commentary on.
Right. Like
the AI deepfakes and the true crime toxic fandom stuff. That would have been a good topics to put in an updated Scream.
I think this is the only Scream that they didn't have the, like, okay, this is what we're looking at, this is what we're looking for. Like, yeah, either one of those 2 topics could have had the Scream breakdown of, like, you know, explaining it to the audience, explaining what we're looking at, it was so disappointing.
Talk a little bit about what you like about these movies. Why they appeal to you. Because you just came upon this fairly recently. I kind of had forgotten you weren't a Scream fan until the past couple years.
Yeah. Like I mentioned before we did the last episode, which I only remember because I just listened to our last episode. The reason that I got into the Scream franchise was because I found a sweatshirt online that I thought was adorable, and I purchased it, and then I said, well, I guess I have to watch these movies now so I know what they're about if someone questions me on this hoodie. Since then, the hoodie did get a stain on it, so I had to cut it out and put it on the back of a jean jacket, but still very cute. Still wearable.
Yes.
Great.
Wore it to the movie last night.
That's correct. I did wear it to the movie. The reason that I like this franchise is that, well, I love camp. I love over the top. I love like self-reverie. I love that they bring the characters back movie after movie. I love knowing all of their backgrounds and just getting more and more each movie. I don't care how convoluted it is. Like, yeah, okay, Sidney has a murderous half-brother and also a cousin and also whatever. I don't care.
Right.
I also just...
You like a franchise in general.
Yeah.
We've talked about this a little bit, but I don't know if the listeners know. Like, you like book series. You don't
correct.
like short stories because you can't live with the characters for a long time, or short films or
Right.
whatever. You like TV series is better because...
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are like that. I like a movie because it's over. Or I like a short story because it gives you just a germ of an idea and you can go wherever you want with it.
No, I like things wrapped up with a bow. If it's not wrapped up, then I want to be able to know that there's going to be another one coming.
Right.
Because I'm not done with these characters yet.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why you like the Scream movies. You like the referencing, the meta-ness of it, and you like the continuation of the characters.
That's correct. And also, I like the fact that they take the time to break everything down. Like, I like when they're like, okay, this movie's a sequel.
Right.
Okay, this one's a trilogy. This is going to be the difference between this. Oh, we've moved into a franchise. This is what we're looking for. And I like that they take them, and it's usually like someone that's in film classes so they can speak, about what other movies have done with this, and this is why we're looking for this. Yeah, I just love it all.
And that was something that I think started in the 90s around this time, with like the meta commentary about film and stuff, which I think was partially a Tarantino started thing, but then it became really popular in the 90s, and it's missing from this one.
I especially like alongside this movie, the Scream movies, there's also the Stab franchises,
right,
which is getting more and more ridiculous. Like, I think in the 5th movie, they were on the 8th Stab movie. So it's not going necessarily
1-to-1.
Yeah, chronologically with it. But because of that, then every movie has like the one where they went to Hollywood. There was like really fun parts where the set, they would open up a door and it would just be empty behind it because it's just a set. And
right,
like people are falling off the side of the stages, or
and having all the weird cameos like Kristen Bell and stuff.
Yeah.
I like that from the beginning of Scream 4, which I think a lot of people don't really like Scream 4 very much, but I thought that was kind of fun at the beginning, all the false beginnings and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this one didn't have
anything that I care about.
No. It didn't have any of the rule stuff. It didn't have any of the, like, it barely had any, like, film nerding out stuff.
No. The motivation behind the killers, like I said, it doesn't have to be good motivation, but I want to know, like, why. And there's 2 out of the 3 Ghostfaces in this who literally was on screen for less than a minute.
Right.
2 of them.
Right.
And even the one that we do get to know, you don't really get to know her. Like the other movies, you are with... They're doing these sort of like cut-in, cut-outs. Like, you've got Ghostface, and then 1 second later, your main character is back, and you're like, where were you?
Right. There's red herrings.
Yeah.
There weren't really the red herrings in this were shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of becoming what the characters were making fun of in the first 2 movies, or the first, it's becoming cliched.
Yeah.
Which is very sad. I also think the relationship between Sidney and her daughter was pretty boring. it didn't make a lot of sense either. Like, her daughter feeling like she's been shut out of this stuff, like, she would know all of this. There have been 8 movies made about it.
Well, that her mom brings that up, too. Sydney brings that up, too. She's like, it's everywhere. If you wanted to know, you could.
Right.
There's movies, there's books, there's online forums. You could know anything.
You could read my book.
Right.
Also,
She wrote a book in the 4th movie.
I find it very hard to believe that this woman who has had all of these tragedies in her family, who is targeted every 5 to 10 years, would not at least take her daughter to the gun range, get her some self-defense classes.
Show her that there's a safe room in the house.
Right. Right.
How does your daughter not know about the giant safe room in the house?
Wouldn't you be telling your kids all about the safe room?
We were talking about this last night, listeners, and I had a recovered memory of my parents telling me escape plans if the house ever got... We were always on the 2nd floor because my mom didn't like being on the 1st floor because my dad worked midnights, so she felt safer on the 2nd floor. So we were always on the 2nd floor. And so, like, if there was ever a fire or something that we had to get out, it was like, okay, so we're going to go off into the front porch and jump down. You might break your leg, but at least you'll be safe. Like, I remember this lowercase t trauma from my childhood. And it's just crazy that, Sydney didn't talk to her daughter about it.
No.
Her daughter is literally named after her best friend who died.
Right.
At one of these attacks. Nah, that's fine. They did send the 2 younger children away to Grandma's house, so that's nice.
And that was some funny retconning. You know, Sydney has 3 kids, but we're only going to deal with this one. So here you go.
What a saint.
And also, not to be too nitpicky, but what high school production has a flying rig?
What are you going to do? If it's Peter Pan, it's Peter Pan.
That's why high school productions don't do Peter Pan. Although that was a fun kill. However...
That was one of my 2 best kills, for sure.
For sure. However, I do feel like the special effects in this... Nice burp, Barb. The special effects in this looked CGI-y. They didn't look real.
Well, they already were doing fucking CGI AI shit, so I guess.
But I feel like this movie and this series has been known for practical effects, and to do that, and like the knife through the head, the side of the head, I don't think that's possible, guys.
Not with the slow
push. In? No.
Like, it would have to be a pretty strong stab to get through bone.
Your skull is hard.
Yeah. Unless you were doing it on a baby. You could do that to a baby.
Okay. Let's move on from that.
Come on, you love dead babies.
Yeah, I was really disappointed by this. And my hopes were not high anyway, because these are not my favorite things.
I loved 6 so much. I really thought...
You liked Escape to New York?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked 5, I think, better than 6, maybe.
I mean, you can pander to me about New York City all day.
Sure.
And I love that.
Babe's gonna like a movie that's
set in New York.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't care for this. I was sad. And honestly, it was exciting to see Stu back, and I was sad.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say that because we're not talking about...
We didn't get to the spoilies yet.
No. But I also think that the killer reveal, to me, was kind of Law and Order-y, in that if you recognize the actor that pops up for a second in the first act, you're going to know.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody will, but...
I didn't know, but
I think a lot of people will.
Yeah.
So that was sort of shitty, too.
Right. They're not going to pay for this person of prestige.
I mean, not that he's prestige, but wasn't...
Oh, I was talking about the lady.
I didn't know for her, no. So I don't recommend this.
I don't recommend this.
I don't recommend it in the theater, for sure. I mean, I always recommend you go to the theater because it's give them their money so they don't close.
Right.
But you don't need to see this in the theater.
No, this is definitely like a...
Although I will say, sorry, the only fun I had was the audience reactions to some of it.
Yeah, for sure.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say wait for streaming.
Do you want to...
Who cares?
Rank these now.
All right. First Scream. Always going to be number one.
Yeah.
And then... This is controversial. I think third Scream.
Everyone hates that one.
Everyone hates it.
I
know,
that
but
one.
I love it. I love the like Hollywood movie of it all. I love it.
Okay.
I don't care. Then 6, 4, 2, 5, 7 sucks.
Your second to last favorite is the one I liked maybe the most, besides the first one.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't care.
Like I said on the last one that we reviewed, I saw Scream in the theater opening weekend when I was 16.
Because you're old.
Because I'm old.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching it. Even then, the dialogue to me was a little cringy. Because I'm a movie snob.
Yeah, you are.
And these kids were talking about some pretty pedestrian shit.
Some of us need that explained to us, okay? Maybe I don't anymore, but that's only because I've been dating you for like 4.5 years.
That's true. So, I can't really rank them. I've enjoyed parts of them, but mostly they're not for me.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be running to the theater for number 8.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Hopefully they'll put it to bed. There won't be any more.
You can't end on this flop.
Yeah, well, I kept thinking they were going to eventually make another good Halloween, but that didn't happen. I'm glad it just ended. Oh, I'm supposed to recommend something instead. So are you.
Oh. I recommend going back and watching Scream 3.
I recommend... What was that movie called? There was this movie... I have to try and remember. There was this one slasher kind of movie where people switched bodies. And I really liked that. And we didn't do it for the show. It came out a couple years ago. I forget what it's called.
Freaky Friday.
No! It was like this machine that somebody made, and it made of all the people... They played a game, and they all went into different bodies. You didn't watch it with me, though.
I can't help.
Shit.
I recommend going back and watching Clue for a nice whodunit. It's campy. It's a whodunit. It makes you, like, reconsider things because it has 97 multiple endings. There's a little bit of the explaining it that I like out of this franchise.
For sure. True.
Go back and watch Clue.
I love that idea. Okay. Now, spoilers.
Yeah.
Who's the killer this time? Tell him about it.
Well, where did I put this one? Okay. We've got Carl, Marco, and Jessica. So the first killer is revealed when Gale Weathers shows up, and she drives her SUV and straight up just runs over him, and that is fun. Doesn't feel like this franchise at all. Never have we ever, like, we've had some people like on top of the car, but never just like a run over the Ghostface kind of situation.
That was satisfying.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
That's when the audience did an applause break and Gale Weathers came out.
Yes.
They take off the mask. It's Carl, ?
Some guy.
He just so happened to walk into the coffee shop that Sidney owns, so she remembers him kind of for that. The audience doesn't remember him. No. None of the other characters even knows him. Who the hell is Carl?
Some guy.
Fucking hate it.
Did he work at the hospital?
He was a patient at the hospital.
Okay.
He had killed 3 people. He got put into the asylum. That's where he met Marco. Then we all go to the asylum and meet Marco as well. This is where we get a little bit of a red herring because Gail and Sidney show a picture of aged up Stu who is calling them via FaceTime. And they're like, is this John Doe that you're speaking of? And he says, yes, that's him. So we're led to believe that Stu has been in this facility for years and years and years. And he helped someone break out or whatever. And now no one knows who he is. But the FaceTime call is pretty cute because it's got like all the scars from where the TV would have smashed in his face.
And they realistically aged him 30 years. That's some damn strong AI.
Yeah, and the boyfriend of Tatum is trying to like figure out if that could even be done. So he's like trying to come up with it. So that's your second red herring of like you catch him in the car with his laptop open with Stu on it.
Like bitmapped onto his face.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's also the red herring of the neighbor kid.
Right. The neighbor kid
Being
who
a
is
creepy true crime.
obsessed with true crime and he just wants to, oh, Gail Winters is here. Oh,
Weathers.
Gail Weathers is here. And he's so excited to meet her and he just wants to talk to Sidney all the time. But yeah, that's the third red herring. After the second mask comes off, that's Marco. That's the guy that we met in this retelling. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about because we just talked about Marco, who was at the asylum. In the movie, it's 45 minutes later. We barely remember meeting this guy. I think I leaned to you and said, who is that? And you're like, the actor? I was like, no, what the character? Who am I looking at? Why do I care?
You would only know him if you were familiar with 90s movies, because that's Ethan Embry, who used to be a cute little child star.
Oh.
He has been in some other movies, in some horror movies in recent years, but you would not know him otherwise.
Yeah, no idea.
But because he was an actor of note that they showed for no reason, I was like, oh, it's got to be that guy.
Then third Ghostface is Jessica, and that is the neighbor, which is another thing that I don't like. Your husband is the chief of police. You've been someone tried to murder you so many times. You're not just going to make friends with a neighbor without checking her out.
Everyone would get background checked. Every boyfriend my children had, everybody.
Everyone.
Background checks for all.
Yeah.
So she was in the hospital, not Stu.
That's correct. So her motivation is that she was with an abusive husband. She read Sidney's book.
Right.
And that gave her the confidence to kill her husband and get the fuck out of there. She put herself into the asylum. She was there. But then when Sidney did not go to New York City to help with that Ghostface interaction, she lost all of her faith in Sidney. So now she has to go up against Sidney and either tell her what she did was like bad and wrong and how she ruined her life, or to make Tatum the new Sidney.
Right.
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
The motivation was weird. So she actually bought a house
next to
Sidney. This is a lot of prep work. And somehow her true crime obsessed son wasn't in on any of this?
Yeah, she could have just gotten her son to do it. He would have.
Right. And then she just kills him.
Yeah, she kills him. Well, I don't actually know if it was her that did it.
Ethan Embry, right.
But he had my second favorite kill of the movie. Do you remember how he dies?
Tell me.
On the beer tap with the pointy.
Oh, yeah, that was stupid.
And then the beer was just flowing out of his mouth, slightly red.
That was dumb.
No, that was good.
Oh, yeah. So how did they get killed at the end? Do you have that?
I wrote that down. I was just done. I don't care.
The daughter is... Tatum has to do the final shot, I think. And just like the rest of these movies, these Ghostface get the shit beat out of them.
Yeah.
And we had to put in a line about how neighbor mom started doing Pilates, and that explains how she's able to...
She's fine.
Don't step on that! Good kitty.
There was 10 kills in this movie, which is the second most, and it's tied with the fourth movie.
Is that right?
But 3 of the kills were Ghostface.
Right.
So, whatever.
Yeah, not impressed,
I'm
Kevin
sad.
Williamson. Not
I'm
impressed.
sad about it.
Yeah. It also didn't look like anything special. Like, there's a reason why this guy has only directed 2 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunate. All around.
Bow.
Wah, wah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Thank you. What have you been reading? Anything good?
I just started a brand new one. Nobody Knows You're Here by Bryn Greenwood. So far, we've gotten a couple...
Oh, that's the one you were telling me about the, like, bunker or whatever.
Yep. This one girl is down on her luck. She's about to get kicked out of her apartment. She just lost her boyfriend. She meets this lady at a coffee shop and gets drugged and taken to this house. Now she has to be the nanny for other kidnapped children. So she's forming a bond with these babies and trying to figure out how to get out of this house, but it's all locked up tight. And what will happen next?
Sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm liking it a lot.
I'm reading Song of Solomon by Toni Morse. I'm about halfway through, I think. And then I'm going to read Kindred by Octavia Butler, which is a horror novel. So I'll have something horror-related to tell you guys about once I start that. Oh, we saw some good trailers.
Yeah?
I'm excited, much more excited for
Scary Movie
6 than I am for any of the Screams.
I love the fact that watching that trailer, I knew all of the references that they were making. I was like, oh, I know this one. Oh, okay, this one's Sinners, and this one is...
Yep, I'm ready for that.
What's
Weapons.
Weapons.
Yeah. So that's exciting, although I don't know when it's coming out. This summer, probably. I've also seen the trailer for the new Jane Schoenbrunn movie, Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, which is a lesbian slasher throwback starring Hannah Einbinder from Hacks and Gillian Anderson.
Is that what we're going to see next?
No, that's not coming out until like August.
Why you tease me? I love Hannah.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Gillian Anderson is a forever crush. She just gets hotter and hotter. She'll be 90 and somehow the hottest person alive because she's gotten hotter with every year. So I'm excited about that, even though I didn't totally get her last movie. So we'll see.
Along for the ride.
For our next movie.
Bated breath. What's it
Yeah,
gonna
you don't
be?
even know.
I don't even know.
It's another trailer we saw yesterday. Can you guess?
Passenger?
Based on that? No. The Bride.
Oh, okay.
This movie is the directorial debut of Maggie Gyllenhaal, who's an actress who you might know from things like Secretary. And it's a weird retelling of The Bride of Frankenstein, which we just did for Horror Homework, so I'm excited about that.
But it's looking and feeling Bonnie and Clyde-ish. It's set in the 20s. It's fun.
It also is one of the genres that it is listed under as musical.
This is great.
So, I'm excited about that. It opens in theaters March 6th, so we will be putting out an episode shortly thereafter.
Great.
We hope that you go see it in the theaters, too, so you can discuss it with us and let us know what you think. Our 300th episode is fast approaching. We would love to have any input from you guys on what you want us to do for it to make it special. If you want to contact us, you may email us at thebloodlustpodcast@gmail.com. You may tweet us. Not tweet. We're not on Twitter. Every time I think that. You can also message us on our website, thebloodlust.net, or you can find us on Facebook or Instagram or Threads. Just look for The Bloodlust.
The Bloodlust. Me too.
Let us know. Oh, and we're on YouTube. You can comment on there too. Let us know book recommendations, what you want us to do for our 300th episode, horror homework recommendations, all that good stuff. Feedback on how you think we've been doing.
Only good things. I don't want to cry.
Also, give us a rating if you haven't and a review.
Yeah.
On your streaming service of choice. We'd love that. Thanks for doing hosting duties this time.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Bloodlust. I think I did it that time the best.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Third time's the charm. That's what they say.
Do you want to do the wrap up as well?
Hail Satan.
So no.
I don't know what you say at the end. I'm usually ready to get out of here.
Get out of here.
Skedaddle.
Thank you, listeners, for listening.
Thank you, listeners, for listening.
Thank you for joining me, Kate.
Thank you for joining me, Amy.
We hope you have a good 2 weeks.
We hope you have a good 2 weeks.
Until next time.
Until next time.
This has been episode 297.
This has been episode 297.
You're doing great. I've been Amy.
And I'm Kay.
Thank you. Good night.
And hail Satan.